The Kawasaki ZZR 1400, everybody. This is our first video of 2025 on this awesome motorcycle. And I'll tell you what, after I haven't been on it for a little while and jumping back on this, man, yeah, there's just something special about this bike. I can't quite put my finger on it, but these bikes are fast, very, very fast. And today we're going to be discussing just a few of the strategies that I use on bikes like this to, one, well, not get caught, but two, to not lose my license. So let's jump on and let's go. Thing is, you guys, it's not just motorcycles like this that are very, very fast. In fact, pretty much any motorcycle can be quick enough for you to lose your license, including little bikes like 125cc, but it's just a little bit harder to do. And as you go up the power levels I say power levels, you know what I mean, up more displacement, up more power on certain bikes, then yeah, it's going to become much easier to lose your license. So, to be honest with you, this time of year isn't really much of an issue because you can't really go that quick anyway. If you do, you're a bit of a lunatic. But yeah, this time of year, I mean, well, I suppose if you've just got a new bike for yourself and you're excited to ride it and stuff, you might, you know, maybe push it a little bit more than you should. But yeah, this time of year, really for the most part, I think you should be alright, at least if you're sensible anyway. That's the thing, isn't it? It's always the times when you're not really thinking about it is when you're gonna get caught. So probably the number one thing is to always keep your wits about you. And I'm not saying be naughty all the time. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying keep your wits about you, because you could just be going 7 or 8 miles an hour over the speed limit, maybe a little bit less, and you'll get done for something like speeding. And so, I mean, talking about not being naughty, all right, it's okay to have fun on your motorcycles. Again, that's not really what I'm trying to say here. Having fun on your bike, I like to have fun on my bikes as much as possible. And because these things are quick, one of the most attractive things about a motorcycle is simply how quick it is. And so you do want to experience that power every once in a while. I think people who don't like to enjoy their cars or enjoy their bikes are quite boring people, you know. I think it's a bit unnatural for you to not want to enjoy your motorcycle. Alright. So, I mean, first things first, whilst we're talking about speeding, I suppose, is keep an eye on the speedo. Now, me as a rider, this is one of the things that I struggle with the most, because I like to keep my eyes on the road as much as possible. I don't like to take my eyes off the road, and even though all you're doing is going from this to this, you know, it's a short distance away, and you could probably do it just with your eyes as well, just looking down with your eyes. I find it very, very difficult. I find myself moving my head more than just my eyes when it comes to looking at the dashboard, and I think most people do the same naturally. They will move their head rather than just move their eyes, but that's the technique. Alright, so you keep your eyes on the road like I am right now, and then every now and then you just dip your eyes down to see the speedo, to check out what speed you're doing. And look, you guys, it's no secret, alright, the way how I like to ride my bikes, I have this POV camera. Alright, you guys are gonna see that I ride the bike, alright? I ride the bike and I ride it the way how I want to. Okay, I don't necessarily stick to rules and things unless I feel like it is for my safety or for the safety of others. When I'm riding my bike, I'm going to do it the way how I want to. Yeah. So I think some of you will know what I'm trying to say, because I'm not trying to say it in a direct way, but I think you know what I mean. But yeah, keeping your eyes on the speedo is one of those things that I don't know, man. Like, I just get comfortable riding the bike, and then I just kind of forget about it, to be honest with you, and I go the speed of the road, the speed that the road will naturally allow me to go. I kind of feel it out a lot of the time. I'm not really looking at the dashboard and then comparing the speed that I'm doing on the dashboard to the speed of the road. I'm actually kind of feeling it out myself for the most part, where I'll go the speed that I feel is safe for me. And on these types of roads where there's traffic and what have you, obviously I'll go a little bit slower usually. But yeah, keep an eye on your speedo, alright? That's the thing. The more if you're having fun, right? So you have your fun and then you slow back down again. Alright, you pop yourself back into the range where you should be. Now remember, the law here in the UK is 10% over the speed limit. Depending on the law enforcement in your area, they might give you another couple of miles or so on top of that. Alright, they won't strictly say, but literally just before Christmas, I probably shouldn't be talking about this because I'd be jinxing it, but just before Christmas we were travelling, my wife and I, to see family, and this was the day before Christmas Eve, I think. Yeah, I think it was the day before Christmas Eve. A lot happened that day. But there was a speed camera van. We were on the motorway, there was a speed camera van on a bridge that was looking in our direction, and I was definitely going about 81, 82 mile an hour by the time I clocked it. And to be fair, they might have been looking at somebody else on the motorway, and that's coming from that same direction. But I haven't got a speeding ticket. This is in our area, this is here, alright? It might not be the same for you, and when it comes to standing static speed cameras run by the council, they don't care, alright? So if it's police, they might give you a bit of leeway. If it's the council, they will give you no leeway whatsoever. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, try and stick to 10%, no more than 10% over the speed limit, and you'll be alright. Yeah, have fun at points where you know you can, where you know you're not going to get caught, and you know that, I don't know, you know it's going to be alright. This road here, it used to be a 50 mile an hour, but since they put this cycle path here, they've swapped it to a 30. I keep going 50 on this road. I think it's 50. It might used to be 40, I can't remember, but yeah. So I'm really used to bombing it down this road because this road can do it. Yeah, this road is perfectly fine to go down this road. It's a country road, you know, so it should be pretty safe to go down it at the speed that we were before. Just because they've expanded the cycle path there, I don't think that's really any reason to change the speed limit of this road. And they changed it up there as well to 30. That definitely used to be a 50 up there. Thing is, you guys, this time of year as well, I think it's better to keep to the speed limits just in case there's something that you're not expecting on the road, alright, like ice or something like that, or floods. Yeah, this time of year around our area of the UK we get ice and flooding quite frequently. So yeah, just keep an eye on that, alright. Now the next one for me is actually a little bit controversial, and that is, don't go on group rides. Group riding has a habit of, I don't know if it's just peer pressure or trying to impress your mates or something like that, but group riding has this effect on people where they want to go a little bit quicker than they normally would. They'll do things that they wouldn't normally do, and so I don't know, unless it's a group of friends that you're comfortable around each other's company and you respect each other in terms of, like, right, you're riding in a group, you're going to stick together, you're not going to try racing each other everywhere, things like that is what tends to happen on group rides. So for me, it's just better not to go on group rides. To be honest with you, you can't really again, unless it's a dedicated group of friends that you have where you can use your intercoms or you can communicate with each other, for the most part, if you're going on group rides with people that you don't really know, or club rides or something like that, it's not that much different than riding on your own anyway. You're just riding with a few other people, and you don't really know where you're going. So yeah, group rides I tend to stay away from unless it's, like I said, a group of mates that you know that you frequently ride with, and it's a small group, all right, no more than 4 or 5 people maybe, and you can set up intercoms as well, so you can communicate with each other. You can talk about stuff whilst you're on the ride. You can communicate which direction you're going. That's one thing I've seen before, where people think that you're going straight on behind you, but you as the leader, you are taking a turn, and then they end up crashing either into you, or they get past you and they crash into things that are past you because they think that you're going straight on when you're not. And that's one of the benefits of being able to communicate with each other whilst you're out on the ride, is that you are turning. And yeah, there are indicators and stuff, but people forget, especially when they're trying to show off to each other and things, you know. So for me, not being encouraged to do stupid things is quite an important one, quite a big one for me. And I know that might sound a bit boring, but if you want to do group rides, do it with people that you know, do it with people that you trust, do it with people that know that you know they're not going to go crazy, all right? And if they do, then they'll tell you beforehand. They'll be like, right, I'm gonna just speed off, I'm gonna race this bit of road, I really love this bit of road, so I'm just gonna have some fun. I'll slow down at the top and let you guys catch up. You know, things like that. Letting everybody know rather than just expecting everybody to keep up with you. And I know that people always say, "Oh, ride your own ride," but what's the point if you're riding in a group? Why would you be riding your own ride? That is stupid. That's stupid logic. Like, if you ride your own ride, you're going to lose your friends. You know, so it has to be with a group of friends that will basically go as slow as the slowest person. Yeah, we'll respect the slowest person in the group, and we'll stay with them. Or if anything, the slowest person in the group goes at the top. They go at the head of the group. They lead the group, and everyone sticks behind them. So you say staggered in your lines. You say staggered. You stay where you are in your place in the group, and then you'll be all right. It's just, you know, little things like that. So there are nuances to this, but to be honest with you, I don't have that many mates that ride anyway. In fact, right now I think I have 0 mates that ride. So I'm not going to do any group rides because it's with people that I wouldn't know. But, you know, that might change at some point, or I might meet some of you lot and go out on some group rides maybe in the spring or in the summer in 2025. So maybe that'll change. But yeah, if you don't want to lose your license, you don't want to get caught for reckless driving, riding, what have you, then, well, try to stay away from group rides where it's people that you don't know. 5 degrees C. It's meant to be a bit warmer this weekend, and it's not raining, which is the main thing, but it's still quite cold. Unfortunately, this time of year. Oh well. I think the thing that I'm trying to say when it comes to a lot of these points, and this is something that you should just keep with you at all times when you're on a motorcycle, is to respect the bike. If you respect the bike, you will be alright. You will be conscious, you'll be aware, you will be a better rider. Yeah, a safer, a better rider, a more respectful rider if you respect the bike, especially ones like this. And I think that's probably the issue these days. There's too many riders, they lose respect for their motorcycles, and then that's when they start doing stupid things. So, I mean, this is kind of going back to what we were saying earlier when we were talking about the whole speeding thing, and that's knowing when it is safe to have fun, alright? If it's a particular piece of road that you enjoy riding on, then great. Go ahead and ride it the way how you want to, but then rein yourself in afterwards and ride ride a bit more respectfully again, alright? That's the thing about bikes, you guys. You don't have to ride like a hooligan 24/7 to enjoy the motorcycle. And I think if you are the type of rider that that's the only way you enjoy a motorcycle, you might be in trouble. Alright? You're gonna struggle to... Well, this is the thing, and my last point really in today's video was gonna be find other ways to enjoy the motorcycle, because there's so many attributes that motorcycles have. Going quick is just one of their attributes. You can cruise bikes and enjoy them just as much as going really, really fast. And the thing is, I get that, alright? There are days where I just want to blast the bikes and that's all I want to do. I just want raw power. And that's fine, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But then there have to be other days where you're not doing that. Because, yeah, you're going to be burning the candle at both ends. That's when you're going to get caught. So spend some of your days just cruising on the bike. Chilling, just take in the sights. Appreciate the environment. Appreciate just the experience that you're having in that moment. You don't have to go incredibly quick to enjoy a motorcycle. And funnily enough, I think we've said that before in a previous video on this bike. But it is 100% true. There are times when I've been on this bike and I'm like, man, this is incredibly fun. I'm absolutely loving this. And I haven't been bombing it at over 100 miles an hour everywhere. Yeah, you guys. The thing is, I know that bikes are... The most tempting thing about motorcycles is the power. Alright, I get it. That is an incredibly addictive experience for me. I love pinning this... Well, I say pinning the throttle back. On a motorcycle like this, if you pin the throttle back, you're absolutely insane, at least on these types of roads anyway. Maybe a drag strip, but what I'm saying is that I enjoy the torque of a motorcycle. I enjoy the power of a motorcycle. And because this bike, as I've said on a number of occasions, it's got torque from 1000 RPM all the way through the range. It's a bike that you can enjoy an awful lot on everyday roads because you are still able to experience some of the power rather than all the horsepower being right at the top end of the RPMs. You haven't got to worry about that. You can still enjoy the bike thoroughly under 6000 RPM. You know, it's just that's one of the charms about this motorcycle. And the thing is, you guys, as well, is that if you're riding a motorcycle and you can't really experience any of the power doing sensible speeds, then it probably isn't the right motorcycle for you. You can get something like this, which, yes, is a much bigger engine, yes, it's much heavier, not quite as nimble, but you're able to experience the power of the bike, or at least some of it, rather than, you know, if you're on a 600 or something like that where all the power is right at the top end of the rev range, you're already doing 60, 70 miles an hour before you even hit the power band, things like that. Like, I enjoy those kinds of experiences as well, but again, it's one of those things that you can't do every single day because you're going to get caught. Alright? Let alone, yeah, for your own safety. But for me, look, motorcyclists, alright, we don't really care as much about our safety as other people would, alright? Otherwise we wouldn't be riding motorcycles. Motorcycles are simply more inherently dangerous than driving a car. So you have to be a certain type of risk taker, risk reward kind of person to enjoy a motorcycle. So that's why I don't really consider safety all that much when it comes to bikes. Like, yes, there are things you can do to keep yourself a little bit safer, but for the most part we get on a motorcycle because we want that risk for that extra reward, right? If we're being brutally honest about it. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. Right, that's why I enjoy riding motorcycles. They are just incredibly fun, a very fulfilling experience, and yeah, I'd take a bike anywhere. I take a bike anywhere over a car because of that experience. And the thing is, once you get a few years under your belt, that experience, that riding experience, will go a long way in keeping you a little bit more aware of your environment, a little bit more aware of your surroundings, and it will keep you safer. So, yeah, you guys, as much as riding motorcycles is more dangerous than driving a car, for me, it's about how you ride it. And that's the crux of it. If you ride a motorcycle stupidly all the time, then yeah, it's only a matter of time before either something bad happens to you or you get caught and you lose your license. So you've got to know when to have fun on your bike. You've got to know when it's the right time, when it's not the right time, and you have to be disciplined with that. So yeah, you guys, this honestly, losing your license on a motorcycle, unfortunately, is one of those things that happens far too often, and it doesn't have to. You've got to make a lot of errors in judgment before your motorcycle gets taken away from you. So even if you get caught speeding once, twice, 3 times within the space of how many years is it? Is it 4 or 5 years? Right? That's quite a few chances, and I think these days you also get a if you get caught speeding the first time, I think you get to go on this speed awareness course, which you won't get points on your license. You still have to pay the fine, but you won't get points on your license as long as you attend that course. So you get 4 chances with speeding, but if you're riding really badly, then that's when they'll catch you for reckless driving or something like that, and then they'll take your license away from you straight away. And never go more than 100 mile an hour, guys. Because if you do and you get caught going over 100 mile an hour, your license gets taken away immediately. Alright, so don't do that. And look, these bikes, they can easily do well over 100 mile an hour. Easily. So you've just got to have your wits about you. You've got to be careful. If you can do that, if you can stay disciplined enough, then honestly, I think you'll be okay. Yeah, it's a case of trusting yourself. Stay disciplined and trust yourselves. But there you have it, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this ride out with us. Man, that's lovely scenery, isn't it? I mean, I know it's all floodplains, but still, it's quite nice with that dusky sunshine in the background. Yeah, very, very serene, very lovely to look at. Yeah, thank you ever so much for joining us on today's ride. And I know that people get quite nervous and quite scared about riding motorcycles because of a lot of things. There's a lot of fears that people have around bikes. I get it, I understand it, but trust me when I tell you that as long as you're disciplined and you stay aware, you think about it, you think about what you're doing, you will be okay. Just keep your head on you. Don't lose your head. Don't do stupid things that you wouldn't normally do. Alright? Well, don't do anything you wouldn't normally do, even if it's not so stupid. Right? Just ride the way how you feel comfortable, and if you're riding with a group of people that ride in a way that don't make you feel comfortable, then don't ride with that group. Yeah, it's as simple as that, you guys. But look, we're gonna call the video here, so I'm gonna sign off. Thank you ever so much for joining us on today's ride out. If you've enjoyed it and you've learned something today, then go ahead, leave that like, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. We will catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.